Just a quick heads up, this video is not a financial advice. It's created purely for informational and educational purposes to empower you with knowledge and information. Before making any investment moves, it's smart to get proper financial guidance. And guess what? Gboshe don't just share content. He coach, guide, and support you on your journey to smarter investing. Let's delve to the weekly pre-market outlook.
DXY, this worked during the week. This worked 1:3. Overall, this worked to this supply zone. EURUSD. That was for last week. EURUSD as well. This worked. It reacted at this point, and then first TP was hit, and then the other one it went back into the trend. US 100. This worked. TP was hit, or slightly. TP was hit. Gold. This worked as well. Alright guys, so for this week, what are we expecting for this week? Trust we are all doing well. What are we expecting for this week? Your cash print analysis from Limited Bulls Academy by Gboshe Effect. So this worked. This was the trade setup we took on. That's on the flip side on EURUSD. So this was what we projected that we'll be expecting a buy, a sell from here. Then this is the first target, and this worked. And at this point, we were expecting a kind of reaction from this point. Now this tapped on it, and then it went back, and then it is pulling back to this point. So we'll be watching out for this level because it's a key level now. Now this confirmation, we're waiting for it to happen here. So if this breaks from here, we wait for another left shoulder to be formed, and then we could possibly take it up if the momentum is that realistic. Alright, so EURUSD. So DXY gives us narrative on how to position for the EURUSD market. Alright, so this was what we projected last week. We're expecting a reaction at this zone, at this level, and now this was what we did. Let me mark this. So this was what we did. Expecting a reaction from here like this, and ultimately we got a reaction at this point. So taking this straight to this point, this was the first thing, and there as a overall was here, but this couldn't work. It went back into this trend. But now we are getting a major, or a kind of major reaction. So this point, so this is likely, like this market is likely going to tumble. So if this is tumbling, then we could still target here. So how are we going to take this trade at this point? So we want to get a pattern like this form. And multiple rejections from this point. Then to take this, because this point is a strong level. So one other thing that might likely happen for is the market might just come slightly to this support, balance at this support, and then start moving back upward. So because of this, for us to be safe in this trade, taking it down to this level, we want to see that this market rejects multiple times at this level. If reject multiple times at this level, then we can say, okay, for safe trade consideration, this could be a safe point for XL if we are sinking this market down to the downside, right? But then if market come here and there's no sharp rejection at this point, and then it pull back, then we'll be expecting ultimately the buys, and can be expecting your first TP, and then but let's say it goes. So GBPUSD. So what are we looking at GBPUSD for the week? So you could see that this was what we analyzed, that from this trend we were expecting a breakout from this place, and which you see this breakout was not feasible. I was expecting market to react from this point, but then overall I was just expecting it to do the good reaction around this level, and which it has did already. So now we'll be very careful, because this ultimately is not looking like a sharp breaker, but it is anyway. So this might still happen. On the buy side, or this might just change this character to the downside. So you see this looking like a sharp breaker, so this might likely happen, and if this happens, we're positioning for good buys, and this could ultimately be the target. That is a kind of swing position, right? Or it can even happen in a week. Yes, but because of this, the shape of this candle, and this is closing on the daily time frame and also for the week, but it is obvious that GU is giving a good price action reaction. But then let's say it goes from this point, from anywhere here. I'd like to see that this one, because this is a good support. Then we'll be positioning. This might be the first tip target, and ultimately this might be the swing position target. So now if we get multiple reaction first at this point like this, multiple reaction, and then we get something like this, then we could possibly say, okay, this is changing structure, and then this could be the next point of target. All right, so gold XAUUSD. What is gold? What are the positions that gold is presenting to us this week? All right, so this was what we analyzed, that expecting. Okay, I say first this breakout it worked. So now if you notice this did not work, so I'll go ahead and delete it. So what worked? So rather this worked. So this was successfully, this was able to break out from this point, and then it broke out and it traded into our level, into our zone, but not that kind of visible. Just it did not enter here well. But I'm still looking at this now for some kind of confirmation. Now this reaction that we did, if we get something like that here, and then this could possibly be the target, but then market can still do something like this, sweep, then react again, and then before continuing this price, right? So it will be more good and more quality a setup if we wait for good breakout above this level, because now if you look at this is a level, this is a level. We might possibly have something like this, and then coming down before the reaction upward. So to possibly observe any of these reactions from this point, right? So this is for gold, but then this was what happened for the week. So if you were catching this trade here, this was a good trade to be target, and you see it ultimately, it got to this level. This is gold, guys. This is gold. Ultimately, we could be looking at it for a good price, just in case we get a good reaction from this point. All right, so US 100, the NASDAQ, the NAS 100, as the case may be. All right, so this was what we projected, expecting market to trade into this demand zone, and this did beautifully. See, this was what happened. Now you could enter this trade now is in a refinement of entry. You could get even up to 1:10, because this was just a slide tap, right? This is even 1:10, but then let's leave it the way it was. It was giving us 1:3.25, so 1:3 hit successfully. So this was the target for US 100. So what are we looking for, or what are we positioning for? I will just leave this here like this. What are we positioning for next week? So it's still possible that this is still constituting a breakout. So if this is still constituting a breakout, we can see that this level has been broken out again. This is another major level now, it has been broken out. So we'll be expecting another reaction at this point. Now this is very big. This is big, this is enlarged. So I do not expect the trend to just be shooting. It might consolidate maybe this week a little bit before doing that massive drive. So I could position for, this is where I can position for overall target 28. 28 roundup number. So if possibly I want to take advantage of this trade very, very timely, and I'll wait for a good reaction here, and I'll be positioning for the confirmation entry, so that as to get a good risk to reward. You understand? Yes. So this is why I'm doing this, to get a good risk to reward, instead of just covering all of these levels like this. This one is to 2.5, but I can position to get it. Maybe 1 is to 4 or so, as the case may be. Alright, so this is for NASDAQ, guys. So what you're expecting. So I was able to read. And then continue the price. Alright, so this is the projection for NASDAQ for the week. So EURUSD, GBPUSD, gold, and NASDAQ. So comment with your view on the trade you want us to be analyzing, proceeding this other trade, and then next week we could integrate it into our analysis pattern. Thank you very much. Do well to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next week analysis.
Thanks for watching till the end. Your time means a lot. If you found value here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs this. And when you're ready to grow with guidance, Gboshe FX coaching is just one step away.